Class is in session on the holiest days on the Muslim calendar, but should it be? It's time to start the call. Thanks for joining the call, the first and only interactive newscast. You, the viewer, choose what news stories matter most. I'm John Schiumo, your top stories from ny1.com/the call in just a moment. First, if your children had to go to school on Christmas or Yom Kippur, would you want leaders to change the school calendar? Some parents, students, and religious leaders are urging city and state education leaders to do just that in order to observe two Muslim holidays. They gathered outside the Department of Education today to say omitting Muslim holidays from the school calendar is discriminatory. Current school policy allows excused absences for religious observances, so the kids aren't getting in trouble. But in January, a statewide test was scheduled on one of the holiest days on the Muslim calendar. The DOE counters, Muslim students were allowed to make up those tests. But is it a matter of respect? What do you think? In a city with one of the country's largest Muslim populations, should public schools recognize those holidays? Welcome back to the call. The argument is not unprecedented. As you just heard, they do it across the river in Trenton, Patterson, and Atlantic City, but not here in New York. And now Muslim New Yorkers are once again calling on the city and state to include two holidays on the school calendar. If New York City is home to one of the largest Muslim populations in the entire country, should the holidays be recognized? Guests tonight are two of the leaders in this fight for recognition. We welcome from the New York Civic Participation Project, Shujaat Khan, and from the Greater New York Labor Religion Coalition, Rabbi Michael Feinberg. Thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
This is Shujaat. These are significant holidays. Just let's set the record straight. These are not small holidays on your calendar. This is a big deal.
Yes, it is. I'm a father of two children, and every single day I face this problem. And I write to the education chancellor, and I get response. There is a code, regulation A60, and according to that, I wrote letter to the principal. And end of the year, I see that my child marked absent in the report card, which is really sad.
But is it not an excused absence? Is that not the way
they
it's
say
been described?
it is an excused absence, but excused absence also absent. It marks on your report card. So when your child compete to other good school, it's hurt them.
So what happened in January during the test? Was your child affected by that?
Yes. Last January 10th and 11th was our Muslims' greatest holiday, which we'll call Eid al-Adha. And on that 2 days, city school scheduled a state exam.
The state exam?
Yes. So we didn't have any chance to send our children with that letter and to comply to the test to the following day, because they want to go to school. They don't want to miss any day. They love to go to school. So this thing is, I feel like, it is a discrimination to our people, our children. It is violate our civil right. Every year, when Christian student or Jewish student, they have a holiday, they could celebrate, my children could participate with them. But when my children's term, that time they cannot join because school open, they all want to go to school.
Rabbi Feinberg, what message does this send in your opinion?
I think the important message is that New York is an incredibly diverse city ethnically and religiously, and we want to honor and recognize that diversity. When the calendar for the Department of Education was put together, it really only took into account the two dominant religious communities at that time, the Christian and Jewish communities. Things have changed, and I think it's only right and fair that the calendar reflect those changes. The Muslim community is more than 500,000 strong in New York City, and that's an important community we need to reckon into the calendar.
So when your groups reach out to city and state officials, what do they tell you? What's the message that they're sending back to you?
We didn't get any positive answer yet, but whenever we personally talk to any community leader or any education employee, they all support, even all the school teachers principal, they say, yeah, we are with you, we understand, but it is not our hand. Somebody need to do it. And it depends on politician or the policymaker.
So what will it take to change the minds of the policymakers? Rabbi?
I think it will take all of our communities together saying that this is an important change, one that reflects our values as New Yorkers, and that we're united in this. It's not just about the Muslim community alone, it's about all of our faith and ethnic communities. In fact, our official calendar of the city, the suspension of alternate side of the street parking, already recognizes these holidays. So that's one step toward the kind of recognition we're looking for, inclusive municipal celebration of all our traditions.
We have to take a quick break. We'll hear what you have to say next as the call continues. Stay with us.
The issue of having our holidays as an official days in the city, it is our right. Our students, our children are struggling by being either to make the choice of going to school on that day or staying home celebrating with their families their holidays. They have to make a choice either to miss some of the classwork and schoolwork or to enjoy or to have their religious right to celebrate one of their recognized holidays in their faith and their religion.
Welcome back to the call. We're talking about Muslim holidays and whether public schools should observe them. The results of our snap poll are in. Here's an unscientific snapshot of how some of you are thinking. 50% of those who responded say yes, Muslim holidays should be added to the school calendar. 44% say no. Our viewers are fairly divided here. 6% are undecided. Thanks to our digital subscribers who took part. Joining me here in the studio to explain their cause, Shujaat Khan from the New York Civic Participation Project and Rabbi Michael Feinberg, Executive Director of the Greater New York Labor Religion Coalition. Gentlemen, let's hear what our fellow New Yorkers have to say. Sally is in Midwood. Sally, your thoughts tonight?
Hi, I'm calling because our kids should have the day off. I'm a Muslim parent. My kids had to go to school and take a citywide test on our holiest day. We fasted the whole 30 days, and we couldn't enjoy the day after the fast. I can't understand that.
Sally, thanks for your thoughts tonight. I'm going to try to balance it out here. We saw it was 50-50, or almost 50-50, 50-46 on our snap poll. So here's an email that came in from Jim from Astoria. Maintain the current policy of excused absences for religious observations. Additionally, review the school calendar. Every time you turn around, the kids are off for some reason or another. And here's an email from Davey, who writes, if the Jews and Catholics can have their holy days, the same should apply to Muslims. However, what about the Buddhists? So the question maybe is, I'm applying the question on behalf of Davey, but some other viewer had emailed to say, when do you draw the line? When do you say yes for Jews, yes for Catholics or Christians, yes for Muslims, no for somebody else? Is that a concern?
You want to say? Okay.
Either one of you.
We didn't make this line, you know. When this thing happened, when the politician or the policymaker did this thing, they should have think that time. We don't oppose anyone. We say everybody should enjoy their holiday. This is our liberty. This is our right.
The issue is about revisiting this as a question. And again, it's not for us to draw the line who's in, who's out. It's just that since this policy was established, other religious communities have grown and exerted their presence in New York, and it's important to take that into account.
Abby's in Sunset Park. Abby joins the call. Abby, should the holidays be recognized?
I honestly feel that it's imperative for today's society to respect, acknowledge, and be cultural sensitivity. As a student pursuing my MSW, I feel that we should all be respected. We need change. It is time. The same way we observe other religious holidays, why can't we observe Muslims' holidays? Thank you.
Abby, thank you for your thoughts. Here's Carmelo on an email in the Bronx. Islam is one of the world's largest faiths. If the city's going to exclude one faith's religious holidays, then they should exclude them all. Shireen's in Fordham. Shireen, how are you tonight?
Oh, hi.
Your thoughts tonight, Shireen? Should these holidays be included?
Yes, I think it should be included. It's necessary for us to recognize that not only that the Muslim population has grown to that level, but also it's a major religion. And while I don't think it's necessary to say which other religious group has their holiday, the idea is as the population grows, we need to make that change accordingly.
Shireen from Fordham. Shireen, thanks. I'm trying to find that email that to balance this conversation out. Here's Dan in Manhattan. Let me read Kat's, actually. This is Catherine's email. She's in New York City. She writes, what's next? A day off for Scientologists? A public school funded by public monies should not observe any religious holidays.
But we already do. And Islam and the Muslim community are not Scientologists. It's a major world religion and a huge community here in New York City. That argument really just doesn't wash.
Mustafa's in the Bronx. Mustafa, your thoughts tonight? Mustafa, are you there?
Hello?
Go ahead with your thoughts.
Hello?
Mustafa, thanks. Try back another night. Let's move on to Chris in Kips Bay. Is Chris with us?
Hi.
Chris, should these holidays be recognized?
Yes, they should. I think given the state of contention between America and the Muslim world, it's an important statement, especially in New York City. And I'm not personally, I don't subscribe to any religion, but I think they should have their holiday, especially given the large population that they are here.
Chris, thanks for your thoughts. Here's John on an email from the Upper West Side echoing that sentiment and echoing the sentiment that the rabbi just said. It's not like this is some obscure love cult from Connecticut. There are 1 billion Muslims worldwide. That's John on an email from the Upper West Side. John, thanks for that. Here's Albert in Gravesend. Albert, should these holidays be recognized?
Hello?
Albert, you're on the air.
Hi, I really think that Muslim grave holidays should be accepted. I celebrate Passover. I don't celebrate, but I respect Passover holidays and I respect Easter. I think the city should respect Muslim holidays also.
Albert, thanks. Gentlemen, what's next in this fight? What do you do from here? What do you do when you wake up tomorrow to continue this dialogue?
We'll keep on trying until we get this thing done. We have a plan. We're gonna keep on trying to contact with all kind of leaders, religious leader, including politician, and we'll see what happens.
How much support do you have, Rabbi?
I think we're just at the beginning of really educating our communities and engaging them in this and getting them to really weigh in, particularly with the chancellor, with the mayor, to let them know that, as we've heard, there is a great deal of support for this. It's not an obscure issue. It's important to many, many people here in New York.
Rabbi Michael Feinberg and Shujaat Khan, thanks so much for coming in. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Good luck with your cause. That's all the time we have for now. I'm John Schiumo, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.